What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I am your host, the one and only Reckless Rex Ruger, along with the Alexis Arguello in puppet form. Don't get excited, folks. Almost just drooled on myself there.
And I'm your other host, the white LeBron James, Frank Benji's, back with another one.
Said nobody ever. And our guest is here. We're excited about this one. We've been looking forward to this one for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Very excited about this one. There he is.
Oh,
We are excited. SHU York. SHU York.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, man, we've been excited for this one for a while, man. It's such a pleasure to have you on here, man. I can't express into words, man. Easily my favorite fighter going right now. Glad to see your face on here, man. Means the world to us, man.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, guys. Like, when I bumped into you guys, what was that there? Raymond Ford?
Right? Yeah, the Turning Stone Casino.
Yeah, Turning Stone Casino. Yeah, man. Like I saw, like, you guys are like really like showing a lot of interest and showing a lot of passion and everything like that. And it's just, listen, man, I'm just happy that you got that. I'm able to make a fan out of you guys, and we here, man. I'm happy about it.
And it just so happens that we might be the only father-son boxing duo in boxing media right here.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The first, and I honestly feel like, that's a good recipe for you guys to go as far as you guys want to go, for real.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, man. I got to ask right off the rip, man, especially having watched that documentary, man. Such moving stuff, man. And my heart goes out to you, man, especially losing your brother, man. Just an awful thing, man. But first I want to ask, man, how is your family doing? It really seemed like it really hit your mom really hard. It's going to hit everybody hard, obviously, man. But how is the family doing? I know it's something you probably never recover from.
Definitely, like, you never 100% fully recover from it. But you do have to find a way on how to use it as use that energy as like certain motivation, and stuff like that. Because it's like, my brother, he was a great example of a person that cherished life like to the fullest. Like, if you ever realize, like, some people with sicknesses or disabilities, they kind of have more of a positive personality, and you want to shine their light on others and stuff like that. He was kind of that way as well too. He had sickle cell anemia, and so he was just such a light into everybody's lives, man. And it was such a great loss. But I will say now, like, my family definitely we day by day we deal with it, you know what I mean? But we're much better. We're in a much better place now. But you're always gonna have your days when you're gonna shed a tear, cry, reminisce.
No doubt.
But at the end of the day, we know that Mike, he wanted us to be able to be happy and not really mourn him too much, and live our lives to the fullest the way he did.
Yeah. And so for you, how did your boxing journey start, man? Because we laugh about it all the time, man. And it seems like, and we've done over 100 episodes, and it seems like everybody has either had a father that pushed them into it, was getting a lot of crap when they were young, or both.
That is so funny, because technically it's kind of both for me. It's funny because, okay, so I was such a small, scrawny kid and a good kid, and never started no problems, never got into no issues. But for some reason, whenever I was in school or just around the neighborhood, like, kids twice my size or like a couple years older than me would want to fight me. They want to pick on me because I guess I look soft. Like, yeah. I don't know. You know what I mean? But whenever they try to bully me, I used to beat up the bullies. You know what I mean? So my dad, one time I got into an incident in school, and then the teacher had told him, like, I defended myself well. Like, I fought the kid off, and he saw the kid was twice my size. He was like, what the heck? Like, you got some rage in you or something like that? Mind you, I'm in the house. I'm not really showing that side of me. There's no reason for me to show that side of me. So, but that intrigued him to take me to the boxing gym, because this happily happened more than one time or on different occasions in school. And once I got to the gym, mind you, I was already kind of like familiar with boxing. Me coming from Brownsville, watching Mike Tyson, watching Zach, watching these guys. Yeah, man. So boxing was already a thing that I liked watching. So when I went inside the gym, I'm seeing guys I'm seeing on TV. I'm seeing Paulie Malignaggi, he was undefeated at the time. Luis Collazo, he was world champ at the time. I'm seeing Daniel Jacobs. He was going crazy in New York with the Golden Gloves, and Saddam Ali as well.
Yeah.
Bro, Shannon Briggs was in the gym from time to time.
Shout out to Shannon. He's building the Brownsville Boxing Academy.
Yes,
Our boy.
yes.
That's nice. That's nice to see him giving back, man. Because Brownsville is obviously a breeding ground for champs.
100%, man. We have 7 world champions coming out of Brownsville. Just that one neighborhood, not a city, not a, it's man. It must be something in the water, man. Because listen, we got a lot of people. Say it again.
New York City is a different place, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. But Brownsville is even more different. Like it's like New York City is a different place. Brooklyn is different from everywhere else, and then Brownsville is like it's certain people that's from Brooklyn that won't walk through Brownsville at a certain time of night. Like that's how it is over there.
I'm not gonna out Brownsville during the light hours.
No, hell no.
Yeah, man. You definitely got to keep your head on the swivel even on the light hours.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I get caught over there, man, I might drop your name. I don't know. It might be
You'll be okay. If you drop my name, you name drop me, you'll be good. Just just say you're a friend of mine. You'll be okay.
And now, what about when you were growing up and getting into boxing, man? Like, did you have that guy that you kind of put up on that pedestal? Everybody kind of has that idol in the sport that they're doing.
Oh, definitely. It was Mike Tyson initially. Mike Tyson was that guy for me to be able to be like, yo, like, I really like the way he fights. Like, he just has like this blood and guts warrior type of attitude. It's like, he's going in there to demolish you. And I carry that mentality in my fights now to this day. But as I continued my career, I started to get a mixture and find a new idol in Mayweather. Mayweather was definitely a big part of me learning how to use my other attributes to box and be smart, really play chess with these guys and raise my IQ. I feel like those people, it's like a perfect mix up, a perfect mashup with those two, and I picked a lot between those guys in terms of their skill.
That you were just talking about, like, going with that like aggression and stuff. That last knockout I just had was kind of like crazy, bro, because you threw like a couple punches and then one of them just sent him down. Like it was like just flurry, and then the right hook. I think it was the right hook. That put him. And I was like, did you feel like in that moment that you was close to putting them away, because it seemed like you was keeping your distance, but then you just closed the show. You know what I mean? All that.
Yeah. To be honest, like I was just beating him down throughout the whole fight, because the first round, I wanted to figure him out. Second round, I started to like kind of pick it up a little bit, but then I'm still like kind of see what he was doing in terms of his habits. Then third round, that's when I'm like, okay, let me try a certain approach. I started to add a little pressure, and then I noticed he did not respond well to that. My coach in the corner at the end of the third round, he's like, yo, what do you see? I'm like, yo, he don't like pressure. He's like, step to him. Yeah. Fourth round is when I made that decision to get him up out of there. But being smart, but actually like taking my time and battering him down. And I'm noticing like his face started kind of getting black and blue a little bit. He started getting bloody from the nose. And if you notice throughout that whole round as well, I tried that combination probably like twice in that round. That same combo, like the right hand uppercut, right hand again, but I kept throwing a right hand straight at the end of the combination. So I'm like, and his head was like just inside my arms. So I'm like, maybe if I just shorten up with the hook, I might catch him with money. And it happened, and I just got him up out of there.
Now, do you feel like that's a real asset? Because it doesn't sound like a lot of people necessarily have that ability. Like Terrence Crawford is the guy that comes to mind as one of those guys who could just like adapt on the fly. Like we had Bomac on here, and we asked him, when Terrence goes off the script like that and goes southpaw or does shit out there that maybe isn't in the game plan, you correct him when he comes back to the corner, or you just say, Terrence is out there doing his thing. He knows what he's doing. Is that something you feel is a strong asset of yours that a lot of boxers don't have the ability to do?
100%. I'm seeing like a lot of these world champions don't have that ability. They do not know how to adapt. Like, case in point with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. Errol Spence is great at one thing.
Yeah.
And Terrence Crawford was, is great at many other things. You know what I'm saying? Like you see that Errol Spence, he didn't change his approach to his game when he started having some trouble in there with Terrence Crawford. and it's a lot of different champions. Majority of champions, to be honest, if I'm being frank, don't have that ability. That's why guys like Mayweather, Terrence Crawford, certain people they get set aside because of that.
Yeah.
Even Andre Ward, they get set aside because of that. And I know I'm one of them fighters. You know, I showed it that last fight. I know what I'm capable of, and I don't care what style I'm gonna step in the ring with. Best believe I'm always gonna adapt, and I'm gonna try to get them out of there.
Yeah. Now at this point in time in the sport right now, we're obviously seeing, and we always ask people this, a lot of the purest, fans and people that come on the show, it's a very polarizing decision. Obviously, it goes either way. But these gimmick fights, when you see an MMA guy step in there with a boxer, or you see these Jake Paul type, I don't even know if I want to call them spectacles or fights. I mean, more like spectacles. But how do you feel about them? They do bring eyes to the sport, but are you a fan of them?
I have become a fan of him. I've become a fan. Like initially, it was kind of like, man, what the heck is this? All of these fighters, like these YouTubers and social media influencers, they getting all of this money, and they didn't do it half of what we've done. Actual boxing coming up in the amateurs and whatnot, and they getting all this money, but. You gotta kind of give credit when it's due in terms of their popularity, bro. Like, and when I tell you, it is super hard to build a following, and that's honestly one of the most important things would be successful in the sport of boxing, having a big following. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of boxers, they don't understand that. They kind of look over that. And that they don't ever get they're not ever treated as much as like the value as they truly are. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
So, I feel like with these YouTubers or social media influencers and whatnot, they have brought a lot of new eyes, and it's making the sport more lucrative. It's keeping the sport alive. It's adding a different avenue of different things. Now you're seeing Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fighting, and it's like now it's like the matchups of people outside of boxing are like endless. It's something to have fun with.
Yeah. I like that answer. I'm kind of starting to become a believer too. I guess anything that's drawing attention to the sport that we love is ultimately, I guess, good.
I actually kind of, dude, Slim too. Isn't he from Brooklyn?
Yeah, Slim. I actually just met him.
Nice.
Yeah, he's good. I actually just met him because I saw the fight that he had with Saul Poppy. He fought Saul Poppy, and bro, he knocked him out. I'm like, bro, I was like, oh snap, okay. And
I thought
then
Saul Poppy was nice, honestly.
So Poppy was good. So Poppy was
thought he was.
Yes, bro. So
I was like,
I was surprised. Yeah. I was surprised. I had met him. I had media day the week of my last fight, and he came to the gym and pulled up, took pictures, whatever, and then we got locked in. So yeah, man, maybe somewhere down the line in the future, me and him will, do some content together.
When he came out, I was like, damn, his nose looked breakable as hell. Like,
no word.
Yeah, that's a target. That's a target right there.
That's funny.
Now, obviously, this probably has a lot to do with your family, and it's probably a huge credit to them. But the one thing that really jumped out at me about that documentary, and I appreciate you sending it to me again. Your father actually sent it to me several months back when I was first trying to pursue you and try to get an interview. And one thing, when the video starts, you're obviously a young kid, but you obviously are so poised and so well-spoken at that point that it almost seems like that's one of those things that boxers need, as you were saying about a social media presence and a following, whatever. That where does that come from? That just that inherent ability to just be so poised and so almost media ready already.
Well, I'm gonna keep it honest. Like, my dad did a great job at that. He had me in front of a camera at the age of 8, 9 years old. And I remember I used to go to these fights. Curtis Stevens, he used to be fighting under Lou DiBella, and he used to have this Broadway boxing thing going on. And Curtis Stevens used to fight like almost every other month. And I would go to the fights, and guys from different social media platforms was like, excuse me, boxing media, they was all there, like boxingscene.com and all these different platforms are there, and they were just recording me. Sometimes I would make little predictions, or they just wanted to hear me talk, and my dad just kept me in front of the camera all the time. And I feel like that helped me a lot with media training. a lot of guys that are coming into the pros now, like they pay for stuff like that. They pay for that media training. And I'm just glad my dad had me in the game really early and told and showed me how important that was for me to be able to talk and be comfortable in the interviews or podcasts or on the camera period as much as I am today, man. I feel like it's something that fighters, they overlook because they're just so focused on fighting. Like,
right,
bro, like you're gonna be a star with your skill, but you can be like an icon, like a superstar with if you have like, you know, characters, the things you do outside the ring as well too. Like, think about it. What does Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, what do they all have in common? They have that outside of the ring presence. They have charisma. They have that personality to where, or just something that to where is like, every single time they say something is like, you're tuned in. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to realize how valuable it is and how much time you actually spend outside the ring. What are you doing with that time, bro? Like, you know, so you got to do something with it. And that's, you know, what I do in terms of like doing a little video, social media, and then talking to you guys.
I mean, you were lifting up the, you were lifting up the shirt, showing the abs already. And, you know, I don't know what you were, 8, 9 years old. I mean,
hella confidence, bro. Hella confidence. I think about it, bro. I'm like, yo, I was going crazy. But hey, listen, I love every minute of it. Every minute of it, man.
No, well, you kind of got to have that swagger.
When we walked up to you at Turning Stone Casino, I felt like we met a friend. Like as much as you're a guy I'm seeking out to want to meet, but I felt like it was so humble. Like it wasn't like I was walking up to like a celebrity or something. It was like I was just walking up to a guy.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You know, and that's refreshing because a lot of guys think they're somebody. You know what I mean? Like, personally, even if I was somebody with this boxing podcast, or whatever, I would never think I would have 1 million followers and be like, I'm a loser.
Right. No, I mean, bro, listen, my thing is this, man. Like, granted, I understand, like, I work hard to get to where I'm at. I understand that people admire, you know, the person I'm you know, turning myself into and, you know, I'm building to be. And, you know, just the grind, they appreciate the grind, all that stuff, right? But at the end of the day, we are people, bro. We all just people, and we're nothing compared to God, man. Like I don't like or understand people that try to put themselves over or on top of other people. That's just not me. Like, I don't look at myself any better than anybody, bro. It just is what it is. I feel like that's the
pride before the fall. Pride before the fall.
Yeah, 400%. That keeps me humble, man. You know, I pray to God a lot to keep me humble because praise is not for man. Because once a man gets too much praise, he starts to believe that he is God. Like, nah, I ain't.
That's
like,
dangerous territory.
Very dangerous, man. I definitely, you know, keep my head straight when it comes to that, man. I honestly don't. I be chilling, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, I can tell, man. And now. Yeah, now I would be remiss. If we didn't have you on here and obviously stir the pot a little bit. I've been seeing your name linked to, well, you know, obviously us doing this job or whatever. You know, we're in a lot of the boxing pages. We're trying to keep out as informed as possible and stay up on everything. I feel like I've been on some boxing pages and seen people putting your name together with Inoue quite a bit.
Yeah, they've been putting me and him together for some months now. To be honest, bro, I would love to fight Inoue. He's like, you know, the guy that's basically like the cash cow in the lower weight divisions. But other than that, though, to be honest, it's not even about the money for real. In terms of, I mean, it is, but the reason why I really am inclined to fight him is because he is known as one of the best. You know, I know what I'm capable of, and I know I'm the best. But it's just more so me being able to have the opportunity to prove that. You know, there's certain things that I see that he does in the ring that, with my capabilities and with my, you know, with my skill and my IQ, I'll expose him. You know, but that's just one of those, you know, dream matchups that I like to have, you know, in my career. But honestly, it's not something that I'm gonna chase down though. I ain't gonna chase it down because it's like, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, my path is gonna be my path, and I'm gonna become a star with or without him. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, he's definitely one of them guys that I would love to step that shit ring with.
So you walk into a New York City bodega right now. what's the go-to dinner order?
Yo, listen, man, listen. I don't know if you've seen what J-Lo said when she did her little order or whatever, but it's definitely gonna be man. But listen, I gotta send out that video clip. It's so cringe, but it's going all over TikTok. But yeah, man, listen. I'm gonna give me a chopped cheese, man. If you gotta get you a chopped cheese and a roll, you know what I mean? Get you a little Arizona watermelon Arizona. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm big on the Arizona watermelons.
Yeah,
Love those.
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I be having watermelon.
Arizona is the true MVP, never switching up on us, staying with the 99-cent can.
Yes, yeah. You're never gonna make too much money to still have a 99-cent drink. I mean, come on, that's a bargain. That's a bargain no matter how much money you're making.
That's right, word. And you get a good amount of juice too with that.
And now what about the go-to song, man? If SHU SHU Carrington's got to get pumped up right before a fight, he can put the headphones on and just get that one song in his head, man. What's the go-to?
Man.
Could even be the artist. Could even be the artist. Not even a specific song.
No, 50 Cent. I mean, any song on Get Rich or Die Trying, but like to be honest, Hustler's Ambition. Ambition. Yeah. You like
you
what?
heard it, folks. You heard it. You want to get motivated? Go back to the days and dig out your Get Rich or Die Trying.
I gotta say though, I love that you said that because no joke. Like when I was a kid, YouTube was like brand new. The internet was like brand new.
Yeah.
And I remember the first song me and my older sister found on YouTube and was bumping in the thing was Wanksta.
Yeah.
Oh, hot.
Taking it back.
So hot, bro. Yeah. Now 50 scene going crazy, man. That dude, bro.
Best short run of all time.
Yeah, I gotta have him woke me out one of these days, man.
Best short.
I gotta say he's done good though in business though, because you say short run, but then he got into the movies and he had a great career. He still got a great career.
Well, the rap run was short though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was short, but
when he was on it though.
Yeah, it was super influential, bro. He had everybody, rocking G Unit, the little tank top, little white beaters and the little chains and bulletproof vests and all that.
Yeah. And that video game on PS2, that was so good.
Fire, bro. He was
now, what about the activity rate? Now, how active are you looking to be? Now, we're already into April already this year. How many more times would you like to fight in 2024?
Man, I would like to fight 4 more times, to be honest.
4 more. That's what you're looking at. Okay.
I got a date already at June 8th. That's gonna be back in New York. I'm going to be fighting again. Actually, pretty short after that. Okay, so this gonna be a fight in July that I might fight, but it's in the works right now. It's not official as of yet, but it's big. June and July, yes.
All right, so is that June date going to be back at the casino for Hall of Fame weekend?
Nah, that's going to be Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
I wish it was though. We gonna be
and we're going to be press row for Hall of Fame weekend too.
Ah, man. Yeah.
June 7th though is the fight card, the Golden Boy card that's there for Hall of Fame weekend though.
It don't matter. Still capped in June 8th though.
Yeah, we'll still tap in June 8th.
Yeah, listen, y'all can't miss the SHU SHU show. The SHU SHU show is a must-be show.
I haven't missed one. Yeah, I haven't missed one yet. Yeah. I mean, we're really dialed in, man. I mean, we really are like hardcore fans. I mean, and I think the thing, getting back to, why I think I'm so tapped in is because, it kind of correlates to when I used to watch like wrestling, and I hate to correlate it to wrestling. But when you watch the WWF, it wasn't just about back in the day about the guys with the skills. It was the guys that had the swagger and the skills on the microphone and the charisma. Getting back to the charisma again. You know what I mean? Like you really are that total package, man. Like where like, you seem to just have all of it. There's a lot of guys that are just skill, or then there's a lot of guys that are just big mouth and don't have a lot of skills. I don't want to mention Rolly Romero's name, but
I added you on Facebook too, and you and me are my profile picture.
Yeah.
Like I've had that since the day we took it.
That was a big moment for us. Yeah, that was a big moment for us, man.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Although I gotta say, it's awfully tough to upstage Abraham Nova, who's walking around with his own goddamn mascot.
Hey, listen, dude, a whole mascot, bro. Like that's I remember the first time I saw that, I'm like, oh snap, he doing it big. Okay, like that's
people were taking a photo with his mascot, didn't even realize he was.
You wouldn't believe it. People were crowded around that damn mascot more than they were him.
Bro, when I tell you, it's like that. grabs attention. Like he knows what he's doing, bro. That's such a great idea.
Yeah.
I won't do it. That's not my thing, but but that's such a great idea, and it works for him. It definitely works for him.
Yeah, but you've taken over the whole state name with SHU York. That's bigger. That's bigger. That's something bigger right there, man. You just confiscated. You just confiscated the whole damn state.
Hey,
No,
man. Listen, I just kind of just threw it out there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how people were there was going to respond to it, but everybody just, they accepted it, and they've been following it. And man, I'm happy about that, man. That means a lot for us.
Yo, so I got it. Is that like your girlfriend that you be like dancing with on Instagram?
That's my fiance.
Yeah,
that's my fiance.
Come on, man. Grown men don't have girlfriends no more. You gotta, just like Beyonce said, you got to put a ring on it at some point, right?
Yeah, man. I had to put a ring on it.
At their own pace. I didn't know.
I feel you, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
man. That's me and her. We've been best friends since high school, and we just decided to give it a shot. Best decision I've ever made in my whole life, and man. No, we're definitely planning to get married pretty shortly.
Well, congratulations on that. That's awesome news, man. That's well deserved, man. And now I got to ask, man. I don't want to ignore the fact that you are out in Vegas. You were there to support. I'm assuming Richard Hitchens is your boy. He's taking quite the What?
Say it again.
Tell my dad why Hitchens won, please. Don't throw me under the bus now. I was just, and hopefully he's not in the background there. I'm trying to see back there. He ain't listening in or nothing. But I was a little
behind me now. We good.
I was a little critical of his performance, SHU, and I think you can understand why a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Listen, man. Everybody's not gonna always have the best day in office. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Floyd had his. Everybody in the boxing game, you're gonna have your tough test. You know what I mean? And it comes with the game. It is what it is. So, but I will say, it was a close fight. It was definitely a competitive super fight. Hitchens, I do believe he won the fight by 1 round. It was so back and forth. I wouldn't have been mad with the draw. The 117-111 card is crazy though. That was
horrendous.
Yeah, the 115-113 I'm fine with because that's how I had it.
Yeah, we've already done a couple episodes already today, and we've already beat up Tim Cheatham pretty bad already for that 117-111 card. Sorry, Tim Cheatham.
Cheatham though, I think it was Cheatham. I'm not
positive.
I don't remember
who it was.
But he's always turning them shit cards.
Cheatham on the ticket though, champ. You got to go and head and knock him out.
I feel like that's why, man. You gotta be able to, have that equalizer, bro. Richardson, I feel like, he has enough power to make you respect him in terms of not just walking in crazy, but I feel like he probably just needs to fix his form a little bit to be able to sit down his punches a little more. Because when he fought John Bowser, you saw he had more pop to his shots. He dropped them, and he was able to. But this fight here, I think that maybe the guy's power added an effect to it to where he became a little leery to do certain things. But, sometimes you would see Richardson lock in and bite down certain rounds and fight back with him and do what he's actually really good at doing, which I was like, if he would have done what he was doing in the 4th round, the whole fight, he would have made the fight an easy night. So, that's no, I gotta, take a, give respects to Lemos though, because he was tough, strong guy, strong dude from Argentina, and I would definitely like to see him be matched up with a lot of other top guys who won for the division as well.
And I respected Richardson's beard because a lot of guys, it's like people don't get tested, and then guys are like, oh well, if he fights this guy, he's gonna get knocked out. But I think Richardson proved that he can take some shots.
He's got a dog in him. Yeah, he's got a dog in him. Yeah,
he had to dig deep, and you're gonna have to do that sometimes.
And we had Coach Lenny. And we had Coach Lenny on here, man, and Coach Lenny believes that the Richardson has that power too, man. He knows it's in there. He knows it's in
Richardson
there.
Plenty of times, bro. I sparred him plenty of times, bro. He has it, but he just needs to sometimes settle down, stop moving on his feet so much, and just really sit down on certain shots. And then once he starts to build that confidence, he's just gonna start doing other things as well, and become even better fighter.
Yeah, because
that's the time.
That is piston-like.
Yeah. Yo, when I tell you, I man, that dude has one of the most annoying jabs I've ever had to deal with, bro. Annoying as hell, bro. It's just it's off rhythm. so snappy. It's so straight, and like he just hits you every single time. Like, you know, you're just off rhythm. Like he keeps you busy, bro. Like one of the most annoying jabs in the game. Him and Devin Haney, both they have some good jabs.
But I gotta ask you, as a guy who, like, okay, I'm glad you brought those guys up, because when we see a guy like Shakur, you know, when he fought De Los Santos, you know, he gets criticized, not doing enough, and then we see Jermaine Ortiz and Teofimo Lopez. You know, how come some of these guys get credit for you know, almost boxing a master class, as people will say it, but then other times it's considered boring? What's the difference? I don't. Sometimes that gets lost to me. Like, you'll see a guy fight and be very tactical, and they'll say, "Oh, that was boring. That was boring." But then other guys get praised for it, and they'll say, "Wow, that was a clinic."
And he's landed punches as well. So
yeah. Well, I will say, honestly, if you're really watching these fights, there can be slight differences. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like every single time I watch Floyd, he moves, but he sometimes like stand right there and like tag you up and then move again. That's boxing. But then sometimes you have situations where guys, like, they're really not throwing nothing. Like they're not throwing anything. That is when it starts to get boring. Like I feel like when it would with Floyd Mayweather, they was just trying to, like, you know, troll him, saying that he's a boring fighter, or you know, just defend the guy that he was fighting against and say that, you know, oh, Floyd's being a boring fighter. Floyd was never like really boring to me. I loved watching the masterclass he put on. You know, I think it's just certain case scenarios, like you may have some boring fights, but a lot of the times, man, these guys that be able to move and, like, you know, not get touched and swim without getting wet, I feel like a lot of that goes underappreciated. It definitely goes over, it's overlooked. It goes underappreciated, and I feel like you know, it's just a lack of. It's just people just ignorant to the sport, to the sweet science. But that's all it is, though. I honestly feel like when people, when they want to learn and value the sweet science, then they'll appreciate fights, like, you know, a boxer's standpoint more and more often.
Now I got to ask you, you know, with your record 11-0 right now, you know, I don't know the time frame anymore, because it just seems like it's different for different people. Like we saw Vasily Lomachenko in fight number 2, he's fighting for a belt already. You know, do you have a timeline, you and your team, of when you'd like to be on that world title stage fighting for a world title? You know, how many fights? You know, what time frame do you feel like you're on? How far away are you from that?
Man, we're closer than you guys think. To be honest, 2025 is going to be the year. You know, we just continue to see building our brand. Things are happening much faster than I expected because of my following, because of my performances. People are like, "Yo, this guy is good." You know, and I'm kind of like really, like, you know, running on the scene right now. You know, so I feel like things are happening quicker than I expected, but, you know, all with good time. And I'm ready for whatever. 2025 is going to be the year for sure.
I
feel like
you can make it anywhere, man.
Yeah.
You make it in New York, you can make it anywhere,
Just
man.
like it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop there. It's going to be SHU Jersey, SHU Hampshire, SHU Maryland.
I want to ask you, though, because we were all in the building, and this is something that this is my dad. I don't know if you could tell, but father, son. The Raymond Ford Odebek fight.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, and I'm glad that Ray won. Like, I like Ray, and I'm glad Ray won. But do you feel like that stoppage was sort of weird with 7 seconds left? I just that don't feel like a hard fight for me.
The thing is, it was such a hard fought fight, right? But the thing that made it bad was when the guy kind of like turned away. That's what made it bad. That's what made it bad, to where it was like, okay, that's a good stoppage. Because if that didn't happen and then he ended up stopping, and like, that's kind of like weird. But no, dude was hurt bad. He could have, you know, get himself together, and that turn in the back, and then Ray hit him again after that. Like, no, that was a good stoppage. You know, man, I definitely called that fight. If you guys kind of like watch the program, they had me on the booth table talking with Mark Kriegel, and he was asking me how did I see the fight going.
That's when I knew you.
Yeah, man. It was exactly the way how I said it was gonna be. If it was gonna be like if Ray allowed him to keep distance for Odebeck to keep distance, and they was gonna have like a back and forth counter punching match, it was gonna be a hard fight for Ray. But if Ray was to apply some pressure and walk him down and start to do that, then he would make the fight much easier for himself because Ray has a much better inside game than Odebeck did, and it showed every time Ray decided to fight and push that pressure. And then that's how he got the knockout, man. You know what I'm saying? That dude is a great fighter. That's someone as well I would love to share the ring with. I hear he's thinking about going on to 130. But hey, listen, I'm gonna get mine one way or another.
What about you? What's your ceiling as far as like weight divisions? Like, how long will you stay at this weight? How high can you see yourself going?
Man, I want to like really sweep this whole division. I mean, the undisputed thing is I'm kind of going back and forth with it in terms of how much I like it and how much I really want to be undisputed. I might just want to just unify, get a couple belts, and then probably move up to 130 because the 130 mixing pot is really nice. But yeah, no, I can stay at 126 for as long as I want to. I'm super comfortable at 126. I've been on a plant-based lifestyle for the last 6 years. Man, I feel like as of right now, like losing weight has never been an issue. Yeah, these guys, man, like I'm much stronger than a lot of these guys, physically stronger than a lot of these dudes. 126 is my division to take, and I'm really planning on continuing to make a statement for myself for these next few years.
Have you ever done like I know you just said you were plant-based. Have you ever done like I saw Dana White do this, like a 48-hour cleanse where he just did water and bone broth?
Nah, I never did. Like that? Nah, I never did no stuff like that. The way I eat,
he looked ripped after though. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. He looked
3 days. He did it for 3 or 4 days.
No, it was like 2.5 days.
What the hell's in that bone broth though? I don't know. That scares me. What the hell's in that?
Look shredded.
Yeah.
Nah, I never tried anything like that. I honestly don't even think about planning on doing anything like that in the future. But whatever works for someone that works, you know what I mean? But the plant-based thing works for me. And bro, ever since like I've been feeling stronger, I've been getting sick less. My recovery in terms of like injuries or even illnesses has been like it's pretty rapid. Bro, it's like it's the best thing one of the best choices I've made in my life.
Yeah, sorry, Benji. Sorry, Benji, but
almost.
A plant-based life doesn't include weed, though. Sorry, Benji.
Nah,
you're out of luck right there. That doesn't count. He's talking about vegetables. I gotta think about that though, because
we're in New York, man.
I know. I gotta say though, man. I'm glad you brought that up though, man, because I've really thought about as I've gotten older about trying to cut out like especially red meat, man. Terrible for you, right?
Yeah. Definitely, man. I used to have like a lot of chest pain and all of that randomly my whole life, and I used to think it was something normal. And then when I turned plant-based, and I noticed I'm not having those pains anymore. I'm not, backed up in terms of like constipation and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, like, so this is not normal because you're going through something every day. You're just thinking it's normal. Once I changed my eating habits, I'm like, yo, whole time that wasn't normal. Oh my goodness, like I couldn't believe how I was feeling, bro.
And this is why Off the Couch Boxing is the best podcast ever, man. Where else are you going to find about SHU SHU Carrington's bowels? Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Yo, no funny. No, one of the most compelling things I ever heard about it was is like our teeth are like flat, like an omnivore, like a herbivore. You know what I mean? More hard. Like they got all sharp.
That does make sense.
Yeah, man. Like you look at the carnivores, man. They have teeth to rip through skin. Like they had that, and then their digestive system are made different from ours. Like they have a smaller, intestines, and it breaks down the meat faster than our body. And our body, we have like such a long intestines. We have long intestines to where it's like it takes forever to finally get to the acid in our body, and sometimes we catch the cancers, and that's where all that stuff comes from.
Yeah, Yeah. Call me when you're 51 years old. everything's starting to hurt, Shu. Everything is starting to hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to get off the couch more. That's the problem.
It's something I've read books and listened to stuff. It's something I've considered, like the plant-based, but I just wonder so much about, like, I've seen guys make ground beef out of like walnuts and like some really weird kind of things. I just wonder how I would be able to handle that. Like,
honestly, the way how I went about it, if it tastes good and it's the alternative of the unhealthy thing,
yeah,
hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna eat it. You know, the only important thing is that it tastes good. Like, that's all I really care about. And vegan food tastes great, bro. Like, it's a certain food that I would say that resembles, you know, the actual thing a lot.
Yeah.
And then there's certain foods that it's obvious, like, oh, this is vegan. You know what I mean? But it still tastes good. You know, I think people that try to cross over, they struggle with finding something that tastes exactly like meat.
Right.
You're not gonna always find that. You know,
right.
people be trying to be, oh, it tastes just like meat. Bro, stop lying. Like, you know,
you know it doesn't. Yeah.
Don't do that. You know what I mean? Because you're putting out something false out there. It tastes different. It resembles meat, but it doesn't taste just like meat. But it tastes good. Like, there's certain burgers that taste good. There's certain burgers that's made from mushroom that resemble meat that taste like, I would say, like, there's certain mushrooms that you can make that taste like chicken. Like, like you pull it apart and it's kind of stringy like chicken, like things like that kind of blow your mind. And so you have those type of things as well.
Is it no eggs, or you can have eggs?
No. It's no eggs as well either. But we have vegan eggs though.
Yeah.
We have vegan everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's strictly plant based. You know. So what's your main source of like protein?
Man, you know, I double up on my greens. I eat a lot of beans. What else? Lentil beans.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I eat like a lot of soy protein. There's a lot of different
supplement.
things.
How about supplements? You supplement?
Yeah, you have to because being a vegan or plant-based, you kind of sometimes if your deficiency is kind of low on iron or B12 at times,
right?
Iron especially. So that's something that I definitely, you know, I have that supplement right now in my drawer. Magnesium as well. So
that's kind of what I was getting at, because I work in healthcare. My day job, I work as a nurse, so that's why I was, you know, it kind of piqued my interest as far as health goes. You know, like
Yeah, man. No, it's definitely sometimes, like, if you don't know what you're doing, like, you can feel weak and you know understand why and whatnot, because you're not understanding the deficiencies you have. But you know, once you go, like, you know, you have your checkups and whatnot, you start to realize, okay, so I'm low in this and this and the third, so you know what supplements to get to substitute for what you're missing.
Well, I don't think that last guy, man, I don't think that last guy you fought that you sat down, man, was fucking thinking you was weak. That's for sure, man.
Hey, man, you ever hear the saying? You know, strong as an ox?
Yeah.
You ever hear the ox eat meat?
That's true. Yeah. Although I have always heard, though, man, a lot of people say that oxtail is delicious. I've never had it though.
No, last time I've had oxtail, it is delicious. It is.
It is good. It is good. It is good. So, is there any meat stuff that you actually miss? I mean, is there any time that you ever cheat at all, or are you strict with it?
No, I'm super strict. With it. Like, and it's crazy because I went cold turkey with it too. I watched this documentary on Netflix called "What the Health" with my dad, and that day we were like, oh nah, we gotta change. We gotta, you know, because what it was just like I just didn't like how, you know, like I like the fact that you could find a cure in your food, like all these medicine and stuff. It's not curing you, bro. It's treating you. You know, so the cure is the food, man. You know, so that's the big thing that we turn to. But yeah, man. Where was I going with this?
Damn it! You're making me feel like a piece of shit for having a chicken taco for dinner tonight.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Yeah,
that poor chicken.
I had guacamole. Now I feel like a fat loser.
Yeah, man.
Well, you were that. Well, you were that before you had the chicken taco, though, man. So don't worry about that, man.
But no, I've never cheated. But I will say, one thing that I do miss is seafood. I will say like fish, fish is something that I will say I miss. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you, but yeah, huh?
No shellfish, nothing like that either.
None of that. Especially shellfish. Shellfish is like bottom feeders. They're like roaches. For the sea.
Right,
So,
like tilapia. Any of those fish are like, nasty. Yeah. You go to a restaurant, they think they're giving you something great.
You gotta get right, Pops. We're off, man.
We're way off. Hey, you know what, man? Thank God we talked to SHU in the nick of time tonight, man. We may have saved our lives here with this talk, man. You know what I mean? Like, always on Off the Couch Boxing, we take a sharp left-hand turn, man. Suddenly we're talking about bowel movements and vegetarian diets, man.
But boxing, though, I'd like to actually ask you what your Mount Rushmore of boxers would be if you could put one together.
Yeah, 4 of them.
Yes. Oh, okay. So Muhammad Ali for sure.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. Floyd Mayweather. Sugar Ray Robinson. And man, I love me some Sugar Ray Leonard as well. That's my Mount Rushmore.
Put the 2 sugars up there. Why the hell not, man? Right?
Who did we just have? And I said the 2 sugars could have been on there.
Yeah, we just had Gerald McClellan. We just had Gerald McClellan Jr. No, it wasn't Gerald. Who?
We were just talking to Codrington.
Oh, Jaden. Yeah.
Jadon. Oh, hey, Jadon. Oh, that's my dude, man.
Yeah, we just had him on. Yeah, we just had him on right before you.
He basically said the same as you, except he had somebody in place of Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, dude. Listen, Jadon is my guy. When I used to go to the fights with watch Curtis Stevens, I used to be watching Jadon as well too, bro. Yeah, like that dude. That is my dude. Like we used to be training in the gym together as well. We go way back, man.
It's crazy. I had no idea that he went from boxing into being an Atlanta police officer. He went from one dangerous job into a more dangerous job. That's crazy. Protect and serve, though, man. And you know what? He got sworn in, he said, in 2008. That was a difficult time to be a cop back then, too. It still is, I mean, but.
Yeah.
That's not an easy time, man. It's dangerous out there. Yeah. It's dangerous for the police out there nowadays, man. So, so 2025, we're going to see SHU SHU CARRINGTON fighting for a belt.
100%. Stamp that. You know what I mean? I don't know when in the year that's going to happen, but probably I would say maybe the early 2025 first quarter or second quarter.
Well, one thing I like about you, though, you don't seem like you're out there like on Twitter and all these social media things really beefing a lot like other guys are.
I don't do talking. I don't talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I like that.
Yeah, like I mean, I got a mouthpiece. Don't get me wrong. I'm from New York. You got to have a mouthpiece.
Yeah,
you know
we know that.
But I'm not the type of dude. I don't talk on the internet. Like I'm like one of those. You know, when I see you, I see you. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be checked at that moment. But yeah, man, I don't do a whole back and forth with people. I might comment with certain things here and there, but nothing to where I'm putting so much energy into it to where it's like, you know, affecting my day. You know what I mean? I don't really take a lot of these dudes serious because a lot of these dudes, they feel macho behind the keyboard. They feel macho behind stuff. I ain't one of those. I'm your throwback fighter. That's what I am. I'm one of those guys to where like I like to get it on. Like I want to fight. Like I don't, all that talking and all that stuff is for the birds, man. Like that stuff is for these cowards. You know, I'm not one of those, bro. Like
we got a lot of good fights. We got a lot of good fights coming up the rest of 2024. Are there any that you're particularly excited about from a fan standpoint? We got Devin, we got Ryan, we got Beater Biev and Bivol, we got Usyk and Fury. Is there one particular one that you got circled as like a must watch?
The Better Beef and Bivol fight. That's the fight that I really want to watch throughout this year. Because both of them guys are great. And I honestly want to see if Bivol can bring some type of difficulty to Better Biev because man, that dude just looks unstoppable. And he's older. He's pushing 40, bro.
I know.
And he's just looking unstoppable. He's like, it's crazy, man. For entertainment, I want to watch Tank and Ryan because Devin and Ryan. Because stylistically, the fight is going to be good. I think stylistically, they're going to be going back and forth for the first half of the fight. But I feel like Devin just has more in his arsenal right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan could pull something out his ass and make the fight even more difficult. But Devin, he's just been on a great momentum right now, and I kind of see him. I favor him in this fight. But yeah, those are the two fights that I'm really interested in watching this year.
What about Tank and Frank?
Do you think that Devin can make the adjustment and just like be able to fight like a tank and just go ahead and get Ryan out of there?
Yeah, no, that's not a part of Devin's arsenal, right? Devin is not. He's never one of those walk you down and get you up out of there type of guys. He's gonna box the crap out of you and get away with the unanimous decision. That's just type of dude that Devin is. He's not one of those. See, I was having a conversation earlier today with a good friend, and I was just talking. I mean, he made a great point. A lot of these guys, they fight to win. But a lot of these guys don't fight to dominate. You know, a lot of these guys, they have heart, but they ain't got that dog. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference, bro. Like having heart is like being able to fight someone off of you, right? And kind of just staying in there and not giving up. But having that dog is flipping that switch and getting that person up out of there. You know, a lot of guys don't have that. And I don't think that Devin has that. Devin has not shown that in any of his fights, to be honest. And I don't expect that in the fight with him and Ryan.
You kind of rolled your eyes at the Tank and Frank fight.
Yeah, man. I feel like Frank is underdeveloped. I don't think he's ready for Tank. I feel like he still needs more fights under his belt to be able to be even, good conversations with you guys. Like I was honestly more intrigued with the matchup of Keyshawn Davis and Frank Martin, because that right there, that's like a real good crossroads fight, you know. But I feel like Tank, he's just on another level, and he's continuously getting better. Like I watched Tank's older fights, because after a while I'm like, like Tank, me getting used to watching Tank, you don't really pay attention to the progress and what he's better at. But I was watching when he fought Jose Pedraza compared to the way how he sets up his knockouts and stuff now, bro. Like he has a formula at this point now. Like he's super sharp. And you could tell he's taking the game much more serious. He stays in shape even when he's not fighting. And like, bro, like Tank is a different breed right now. So I just don't think that Frank Martin, I don't think this is the best time for him to fight Tank. And I heard that he took less money to fight Tank than he would have if he fought Shakur, which is unfortunate. I don't know how true that is, but if it's true, that's very unfortunate. I felt like the fight with him and Shakur would have been a better matchup for Frank.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I just don't want him to just derail his career, because if he loses, I don't want to make it seem like he's gonna lose, like he has no chance. But if he does lose, I don't want it to derail his career, because I really like the guy. I like him. I like watching him fight. He's entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
You got to say though that if Hartunian never took that knee, Frank Martin lost that fight.
Yeah.
He just
I agree.
forced him to take that knee, and then that was the deciding factor, really. But
I agree. He was definitely letting that fight, slip through his fingers. But boxing, man, it only takes one shot.
Yeah. You got that right. You got there. Hey, listen, man. We've kept you a long time, man. We appreciate you being so generous with your time, man. Usually we cap it at like 30 minutes, man. But we said, you know what? We're gonna get you. We're gonna squeeze as much out of SHU as we possibly can. We got him here, man. A couple of New Yorkers here chopping it up, man. I mean, there's nothing better, man. But listen, before you go, we do hope you'll stay in touch, man. We'd love to have you back on again, man. I mean, seriously, man. I mean, this was a big deal for us, man. I mean, over 100 episodes. We've had Chris Bird, James Toney. We've had everybody on, man. But this one was special for us.
Thank you, man. Listen, I appreciate you guys for having me. Listen, I've had so much fun with you guys. I feel like I'm chopping it up with a few of my friends right now, man.
Thank you. Yeah, that's how we feel too, man. I know we were circling this one. We were circling this one, and we were thinking, you know what, man? How can it not be fun, man? Having SHU on, there's no way. It's a can't miss.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys for having me here. I'm happy to be able to have met you guys in the flesh. So it wasn't, over the internet. And you guys, it was like something I really wanted to do, because you guys, when I met y'all, the energy was great. And you guys was real, like, genuine, and, the passion was there. So I was like, I got to do that favor for these guys, man. And I'm happy to, be able to share my story and, maybe get some new fans from you guys followers.
Absolutely. Well, you got two big ones right here, man. As I said, please stay in touch, man. Anytime anything's popping, man, we'd love to help you promote it and have you back on.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. For sure. Yeah. We definitely will keep in contact, man, for sure. But just for me to sign off real quick, Anybody that's watching this, man, you guys can follow me on my Instagram, Bruce_Carrington. My Twitter is D_Carrington1. The documentary that we've touched base on.
Yep.
This is a 30-minute doc. It's called Brownsville Born, and you guys can watch that on brownsvilleborn.com. It's just, a little crash course of my life and a little tragedy that me and my family have gone through, will be fought through. And yeah, man, it's something inspirational, motivational, and I hope you guys like it when you guys see it.
Well, I absolutely loved it. I've watched it 2 or 3 times all the way through, and I especially wanted to watch it again because it had been so long, and I wanted to kind of refresh a little bit before we had you on, man, because it was such a moving story, man. And it's great seeing a family like yours, because unfortunately, man, we do see so much, in white and black families, we see so much of the nuclear family not staying intact. So it was so nice to see all of you guys, still there, still as a family, fighting through this as a family, man. It's touching to the core, man. It really is.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you being on here, man. SHU, man. SHU York. SHU
That's
York.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out, man. We love you, man. We really do, man. And anything you're doing, man, we're pulling for you, man. We're in your corner all the way, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Shout out Papa SHU too, man.
Yeah. Big shout out. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you, SHU. Thanks so much for doing this, man. This was a big deal to us, man. Appreciate it, brother.
Man, appreciate it.
Thank
you, man. God bless, champ. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
All right. Wow. No one's bringing you a
damn
near hour with SHU SHU Carrington.
Yep.
Nowhere are you finding that, man. Chopping it up with old friends.
Yep.
That guy's the best, man. Easily right now, and I'll go on record as saying this, man. I like to follow a lot of guys in the sport, man, but SHU SHU is somebody that I got in on the ground floor, right at the beginning, man. And I'm going to say, man, all this interview did was solidify the fact that he is right now currently my favorite fighter.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Bar none. It's not even close. I mean, he's got the full package, man. Not only is the skill set and the ability there, but the charisma, the poise, the sense of humor, the great smile. I mean, he's just so marketable, man. I mean, that is a guy, if you're not tapped into Bruce SHU SHU Carrington Jr., man, get tapped in, man, because that is a young man that is, well, I mean, he's already going places, man, but it's only going to go higher and higher for that young man.
Dude, well-spoken, articulate, God-fearing.
Love him.
Ready to get married, young age.
Yeah. 26 years old, man. He's got the world in front of him, man, and he's going to do big things. And you heard it, man. Stamp it, he said. 2025, we will see a championship gold around the waist of SHU SHU Carrington.
Yeah, because no way he's going in there and not winning it, right?
There's no way. There's no way. No. There's no way. He's got that. He's got what I like to call that humble swagger. There's humbleness to it, but make no mind, though, man. He is confident, though, man. You know what I mean? He might not be as bold and brash as we've seen like a James Toney on here. You know what I mean? But he's got that same swagger, man. But he's going to give you that swagger with a smile, and then he's going to put it on you.
Yeah, he does it in a tactful way. He's tactful.
Yeah, beautiful, man. And just
which is actually refreshing from a New Yorker because we're not tactful.
We're usually assholes. Yeah. I mean, we usually are, man. And SHU SHU breaks that mold, man, especially as far as boxers go, man. And shout out to Brownsville, man. Keep on cranking them out, man. The list goes on and on. The Brownsville gang. The Brownsville gang consists of to name a few: Shannon the Cannon Briggs, Zab Judah, Danny Jacobs, Riddick Bowe, Mike Tyson, SHU SHU Carrington. I mean, and Brownsville is a neighborhood in Brooklyn. I think a lot of people think it's its own borough. It's literally probably like a couple of miles total.
A couple of blocks. And shout out to Shannon Briggs because he is about to open up the Brownsville Boxing Academy. I've seen on his Facebook. He's got the keys in hand. The building is theirs. So now they've actually got a headquarters now to keep on churning out even more champions, man, and a lot more guys, hopefully like SHU SHU Carrington. Yeah, that's a big one, man. That was a great one for me, man. I can't believe this just came from he was on that thing, and I just tapped you on the arm and said, "Dude, there he is." Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy. And I was also very touched, man, that you don't see this with guys, who are and I would call SHU SHU certainly a celebrity, maybe not recognizable all across the world, but certainly in the boxing world. But I was very touched by the fact that he remembered us. Right. I remembered you guys coming up to me and the energy that you guys gave off towards me. Yep. Yep.
I'm glad he was able to feel that and feel that and reciprocate that back to us, man. It was great. We touched on everything we wanted to touch on. He was super generous with his time, man. I mean, very rarely do we go an hour anymore with our episodes, man. Once in a while. But this one was special though, man. I'm glad he was so generous with his time, man. So, very touched, man. I don't know what to say to our anybody viewing out there. If you haven't tapped in by now, it's just like I told people at the end of the Gerald McClellan episode.
Hey, you gotta be stupid.
You got to be slapping your face. I want you to slap yourself across the face twice right now, and then go hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. First, I want you to put a good ass whooping on yourself.
Come on, dude. Who's interviewing SHU SHU Carrington and friggin' Jackie Callan? Like,
I know.
You tell me who's doing it, and then I'll go watch them.
And then of course, who's bringing you Ike Ibeabuchi interviews? Who's bringing you Greg Haugen? Time out.
On top of that, who's bringing you those with the way the way they're going?
Yeah,
it's not just here's I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like it's not. There's no structure here.
Everybody hits me up. Yeah. Everybody hits me up after the fact, and I've had this from countless guests. Everyone says and echoes exactly what SHU SHU said. Man, it's like just sitting there chopping it up with a couple of my boys. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like just a very organic conversation. You never know like what we're going to talk about. We're talking about boxing 1 minute. We're talking about plant-based diets and SHU SHU's bowel movements. The next movement. The next moment. I just said movement. The next movement.
Listen, guys let their guard down, dude, with us. They
do. And that's why you're not going to get boxing conversations. All the guys in the boxing world and women, you're going to see a different side of them on here because we bring it out of them, man. And that's what we pride ourselves on. That's what sets us apart, man. That's why we are the benchmark. Right, Alexis? Even he knows.
Oh, he knows.
He knows. Believe me, man. And that was a huge honor right there, man. And and for people, as you heard, I can't remember the website.
Look at this guy with the new mic in front of his mouth. Who do you think you are, Ralph Corner?
Yeah, I do. I think I'm Ralph Corner. I think I'm Howard Cosell. I do. I feel like a broadcaster now. But and also, I would implore people. I'm forgetting already off the top of my head, man. He just said it a couple minutes ago, but I think it was something Brownsville dot something. But I still would implore people to go watch that documentary.
Brownsville Born, and that's actually the name of the documentary. Very well done, I think, by a guy named Tom Gould, if I remember correctly. A 30-minute documentary. It does focus on the boxing part of SHU's life. But it does also focus on the unfortunate tragedy of his brother Mike, who got shot and killed. I know we're not live, but I know we're recording. What's up with Tom Gould, man? Let's have a conversation with him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the name. I sent you the thing. I mean, I think it says right underneath there, like a film by, and I think Tom Gould is the name that I remember. But
maybe
well done.
Make the connection on who it is. We could.
Yeah. Extremely well done. Yeah, and I know. And that was one of the things I wanted to touch on, SHU, like how he made the connection with that gentleman who made the documentary. If that's somebody that he knew, or if that's somebody that approached him about the documentary or making a documentary. But unfortunately, a big part of it does deal with the tragedy that the Carrington family went through, man, and how they rose above it. And certainly not anything that you would want to wish on anybody's family. A devastating tragedy to that family. SHU also has a younger brother. But just the resiliency and the strength of that family, man. If you're not touched, you don't have a heart.
Yeah, I mean, gun violence, dude, is something to be discussed, bro. In New York City, in the surrounding areas in New York, is crazy.
It's a topic all of its own. It's an episode. It's probably a 10-part episode. If we just talked about gun violence, man. But it's very unfortunate. It sounds like it was very unwarranted and very random. It doesn't sound like that he was the focus, or if there was any kind of backstory. I think he was just just an unfortunate casualty of the streets. I mean, and that's absolutely awful. And it rips your heart right out, man. And anybody that watches this 30-minute documentary is going to, I think, feel closer to the Carrington family. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to feel like, as he said, like talking with a couple of old friends. I almost felt like I was crying with them in certain parts of the thing and thought, my God, I'm putting myself in a situation where if this were my son or grandchild or something like that, man, it rips your heart out, especially, from the point of view of his mom, who really, 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 I'm not saying the rest of the family didn't, but his mother, obviously, you just don't move on from one of your babies being killed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, his mother really, really went through some hardships, man. But it was great to hear that he said that the whole family is doing well. And hey, I mean, unfortunately, we love, we lose, and life goes on or whatever, man. But, I don't want to take a downtrodden turn here or whatever, man. Let's keep it positive, man. That SHU is going to be wearing some gold in 2025, representing SHU York. We don't make them. Nobody makes them any tougher than right here.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, shout out SHU SHU for coming on, man, and shout out him for being there in Verona, man, and supporting Ray.
Yeah,
and it was great to see him. And like he said, in the flesh. Before we even did this, we met him. That was kind of, it's even better.
And he's out on the West Coast. He's out on the West Coast, fucking supporting his other fucking his other Brooklyn pal, man, Richardson Hitchens, man. So I mean, he's there. He's lending support to other people, man. He's a beacon of light and hope in a sport that sometimes can be kind of dirty and treacherous.
Yep, and I gotta say, man, shout out Gary Busey, because I can go 15 seconds with anything.
Yeah, and keep your eye on Bruce SHU SHU Carrington Jr. 11-0, 7 knockouts, and he's coming for some belts, man, and ain't nobody gonna stop him, man. Ain't nobody gonna stop him, man.
2025, baby.
2025 is SHU York time, man.
Yeah, you heard him.
Yeah. So I want to remind everybody, hit the like, subscribe button, man. Hit that notification bell. If you don't, you're batshit crazy.
You should have hit it 75 episodes ago.
Yeah. Scroll the content, man, and then thank us immediately. Immediately, I want a long thought out thank you note.
A dissertation.
Yeah, a dissertation. Yeah, as to why this is the greatest podcast. I mean, there's just nothing better, man, right now. There's nothing better, man. If you're a boxing fan, you ought to be creaming in your pants when you go down the list of guests that we've had.
Hit him with the fucking slogan.
Hit him with the fucking slogan. Alexis Arguello is signing off. I'm signing off, and I'm reminding everybody that if you want to be a champion like SHU SHU Carrington's going to be in 2025, then you need to continue to roll with the champs.